Good evening, everyone. Welcome back for a new season of Valorant Well. This is Well 6. Today I'm joined by none other than, I'll let him say it for himself, Mr.
Hello, Lendoth. Maddante, thank you all very much for having me. Absolute pleasure to be back for WEL6. Very excited to get this started.
Well, today we've got some quite interesting lineups today. We've got the first game is going to be Pit Ponies versus the Red Kites. Now, Pit Ponies, I believe, were the champions of last Well, so it's good to see this time skip and see how they've come around. And, you know, speaking from off-tournament, I've also played against them recently, and they are still quite a force. They're quite a good team to play against, so I'm very looking forward to sit back in the caster seat and watch how they go.
I know, very upsetting because I was almost I nearly got to cast that. Unfortunately, just the scheduling didn't quite work out as well. So if anyone's been following kind of any other developments and such around, it's been very active and it's been a hell of a time. So an excellent time to be spectating. And yes, we have got the map vetoes and such already done. So we will just be doing Ascent. These are best of one games just for the minute. They may develop obviously then as we get further into the series. But yeah, as you said, Lendo, Pit Ponies. Our previous champions and still very formidable versus the Red Kites, who I believe are looking to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, the last time I saw the Red Kites, they were off to a start. They had some rounds against a pretty formidable team. On your screen now, we can see the two groups. Obviously, we got Ghostly Gamer Squad, Pirates, Pit Ponies, and Red Kites in Group A. And Group B is Puffins, Rejects, Tribal, and Wolfhounds. So, you know, nonetheless, they're all formidable teams. Quite excited to see them all. We're just waiting now for the games to start. But to be honest, Maddante, let's start us off. What do you think? How is today going to go for you, do you reckon?
Oh, I mean, so as we kind of discussed it a little bit, we're not going to obviously say too much. Obviously, don't want to give anything away. But with the Pit Ponies, they haven't really changed their rosters much around as much. Still very cohesive, very coherent the way they are. Going into Ascent, which has been around since day one, essentially, not counting the beta. The comp's going to be exactly what we'd imagine. Then jumping into Game 2, Rejects versus the Wolfhounds will be slightly different. I'm expecting that to maybe be a little bit, I don't want to say closer, but we're going to be jumping into this already. Let's get going.
Yeah, so obviously now we can see the Ascent now. A little bit of a guess here, but I reckon it's going to be Omen, Jet, KO, Sova, Killjoy.
Just a little bit. Oh.
Okay, Cypher. Right. Okay. I can't believe
if it's not one, it's the other. If it's not one, it's the other.
It's just, you know, we got plenty of other Sentinels in the game, but, you know, here we are now. We got everyone on the same roster. We got LJPH back on his smokes. We got Mudeng on his Cypher, Overgrown Peanut on the Jet. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm actually quite excited. I will admit, I'm quite excited. Ascent is a pretty... If you don't have a good fundamental for Ascent, because everyone knows Ascent. Like you said, it's been around since day one. Everyone knows Ascent. So it's really just the fundamentals and mechanics diff. I'm just hoping now that it's not going to be much different for, you know, skill-wise side. I'm hoping to see how this game can come out. But, you know, now we're going to start off with this pistol round. I'm quite looking forward to see what they can do. We have the Pit Ponies on attack, and we have the Red Kites on defense.
Oh, yes, indeed. And we have seen the pistol rounds have been going very solidly. Specifically, do just want to shout out for the Ponies, just because they do just seem very confident with these with the swings. They do seem very ready to swing off each other to engage with each other. We see that 5-man stack already towards B. There is against the Killjoy rather than the Cypher, so not as much of a nightmarish lineup in terms of the trips. But it will depend where the nades and such do go on that lane as we get in. First point, 6.
And straight away we can see it's not even been 5 seconds, and the Pit Ponies are already on site with the site door closing, and they're all closing into site. And the first blood goes to the side of the Red Kites. Jam taken down, but you know, LJPH and Egner are quickly up to trade, and it is now a 4v3 with a retake about to play. 2 in CT and 1 in market.
Exactly, and quite a bit of utility still alive for the retake. We do have the KO knife, the null command's just been used out. There is the paranoia still online from Club Lover, so there is a bit, but Mudeng is going to get cleared out on this. No, actually not being left alone. That's quite pivotal, but these shots need to be more pivotal. There's a bit of a whiff, and all of a sudden the information is there. Billy Rado picking up Ignar back on the side at least. Brim with a stem puts down Mudeng as well, because if it's 3 versus 2 all of a sudden, and they know where the last 2 are.
The last 2 are sitting in Boathouse, and now it's going to be a last stand whilst these guys coming down. Billy Ray just taking that one against LGBH. He's good for 1, though. 1 sticking to the fuse to Subby Cup Lubber, but KYCA is going to pick both of them up, and that is going to go in the way of the Pit Ponies for a first round.
Very nicely done. Very close. Very, very close there. We did nearly see the retake come through successfully. Or we did nearly see the bomb just kind of tick down there from it, but will go out in their favor. And yeah, this is what we kind of were saying about the difference between kind of Cypher and Killjoy. We were saying this kind of off stream, but Killjoy and Cypher very much do accomplish the same thing, broadly speaking, but very kind of macro. You know, the difference is quite major whenever you get to these types of plays. So yeah, we're now seeing a more traditional kind of push through. Beautiful shot from Egner off the follow off that sonar. LJ following up one as well, and that's looking pretty confident, like a 2-0.
You know, it's almost as if there's more than, 2 Sentinels in the game. Like, almost as if. But, Cypher and Killjoy are always the go. Oh, Jam has got Overgrown Peanut right where he wants him, finds him. You just got to look behind you sometimes. But now it's going to be Jam and KYCA now. He knows he's there, but Jam has also got a little bit of a read. They're still pivoting towards A here. Very interesting. They know the last player's there, but they do also want the kill. They don't want him to take that gun since it is a Bulldog. But I honestly thought they would have gotten the bomb down B and then maybe let everyone else hunt. But, new season, new plans. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. There is also a possibility of let's just get this over and done with as fast as possible. The ponies very much do. They do not like to keep their games going. Lendo, you might be able to back that statement up. But from any time you see the ponies, they very much do play an efficient game. They're not very much one for waiting around or trying to keep angles. They're very much execute, get the kills, get the frags, get that position control, and then just go from there.
Yeah, fair play to LJBH. He always knows. Instantly he knew what our playbook was. It's just unfortunate that we ended up being him. But he's a formidable IGL. Very, very big honor to play someone against someone like that. Very good. Knows exactly what you're doing. So he's always got a plan for it. But, it's just... So still, big question is to what he's thinking right now. He's got the 2-player stack up to A. Just getting some info right now. We also got the Cypher inserted in B. But LJBH is just going to get punished by Billy Ray.
Yeah, that's quite an uncommon, just a little bit of an over-aggressive peak there. Maybe just due to the amount of control taken from the previous attack, but Overgrown Peanut actually just able to walk on. The refrags, though, actually, never mind, going to completely be shut down. Now, as you said, a very split kind of attack. We're seeing Egnar all the way over on the A site with a spike, and now, Mudeng having to just get this rotate over. 48 seconds left, 2 versus 4, and not really too much to work with here, particularly if you do want to try and keep the util available for next round.
Yeah, the utility is going to be very important. At the end of the day, it is a bonus round, so even if you lose this, it's fine. But to be honest, you just want to try and get as many guns out as you can. But it seems that the Red Kites are actually going to be quite disciplined here. They're going to play the retake. They know they have a man advantage, and they know they also have a weapon advantage. So it's just to see what they can do here. But Mudeng knows that he's going to have to go for an aggressive peek here. But he turns out Egner peeking the guy down. And wow, the KO knife comes out. I just cut out there, but all this util coming down. The blind comes down from Jam. Last one sat on there, and Jam and Crusty Bong Water. That's an interesting one. Crusty Bong Water and Jam are there for the retake. Good job, Crusty Bong Water.
Very nicely done from yeah, that name's going to throw us, I think, for a little bit. It's definitely going to throw me, at least. But yeah, incredibly good stuff. As you pointed out, Lendo, that was the bonus. So by all means, ponies are not, heartbroken by any means about losing that. They do have now their full buys and everything ready to go. The Econ looking very strong as well. Jet obviously keeps the Bladestorm alive, so even once we start to get into the meat of the rounds, doesn't really matter as much with Econ. Bladestorm will keep that supported. So from now, this is all going to be if the momentum can be regained now with the full buy for the side of the ponies.
With the ponies with the door closing down on A, they already know, they have a read here that they might be hitting A here. The smoke comes down for B just to try and withdraw that information from the possible Cypher lurk, but the knife comes in. Omen is tagged. Overgrown Peanut overgrown into sight with an LJPH aggressive TP. Everyone now attacking onto the site, spraying down to make sure no one's in hell, and it seems now that the Red Kites are going to have to play a little bit of a retake here, and the buy just isn't good. We can see there Tsubi has a ghost, and we can see the retake positions are already down. Flash comes out from heaven. Overgrown Peanut finds 3 in heaven, apparently. Good job. Is he going to take the fight against Crusty Bong Water? But it turns out that is just going to be not the case. Down with it 2 now. It's a 2v2, but the Mudeng late lurk is just crazy.
Anything you can do, we can do better. The 3K just immediately firing back. Krusty Bogwater making a name for themselves already, but 2 versus 1. The control is going to be for the side of the ponies. The sonar dart's going to come through. Yeah, Krusty, I don't think's really got this. We're already seeing the spike take down. Yeah, just taps it at least, but Egnar going to get the frag. The bomb, though, might take out Moodang at the very least. No, just barely enough time. Okay, everyone can get out. The audio is very quiet there, so did have to estimate a little bit. But yeah, incredibly effective work from the ponies there. You'd mentioned just how aggressive the TP from LJPH was, and Overgrown allowed to get onto that space on the heaven basically instantly. Shoutouts to Krusty though for an immediate return on the 3K though. That was sick.
Yeah, maybe not so Krusty Bongwater, I guess. That guy just comes in, swoops all 3 of them down. But now with this next round here, it seems we're going to have some sort of ultimate round play. And the knife already going to put Tsubi up lower. And the Soba ult is going to be used from the side of the Pit Ponies to try and get that one pick. But, aggressive duo TP from Jet and Omen. Love a nice little... Well, Brimmy with the stimmy. He's not playing Brim, but he's got a flashbang. And KYCA is going to be killed in that little corner. Oh, but he has just overstayed his welcome completely. Jam. Now, Blind comes out and the retake comes down. They're not even going to get the bomb down. But LJPH knows that he's not going to be able to get this bomb down. He's just going to have to start fighting. But it seems that Billy Ray does have a nice little lurk coming now. Egnar finding Brim in the stimmy. Billy Ray is just going to fall. And unfortunately, LJPH is just going to withdraw completely this Flood retake, which is just not going to go at all in their favor. Cypher Cam tags Jam. He's being sprayed from lots of directions. And LJPH finds the last one.
Just a little bit lost there. It looked really solid at the start there for the Red Kites, but just the pick started to go towards the favour of the ponies, and the control, we will see this a lot. If you give the ponies an inch, they will take a mile. They are happy just to keep this control, to steamroll through, make the situation their own, and then force you to have a better retake. And if you don't have a strong retake, I mean, KO's excellent to do it. Sove is obviously a great follow-up to do it as well, with the utility, things like the flashbangs, the null commands, and the sonar darts. But occasionally, sometimes you just can't get that, or you do just find yourself losing the util a bit quick. Speaking of using the util a bit quick, Overgrown Beta off of the back of the flash. It's a beautiful swing on the Billy Ray. Another one follows it on the Club Lover as well. Are we going to see a dash in? Yep, Cloudburst comes. It's a fake though. Beautifully well done. Not sure if the just for anyone that doesn't know, Jet currently has a bug where if she dashes into her Cloudburst, she just gets a grey screen. So Peanut may be aware that that bug still exists and not sacrificing himself for that A push.
No, yeah, it seems that they also just going to pivot towards B here, but, the Red Kites are currently on a low buy here, so they can't really be taking their ones, but it's just unfortunate that Overgrown Peanut is just overgrown, quite literally, and taking down the 2 A players. But now the bomb's going to come down with the Egnar plant coming through, and it's just going to be a eco retake with 5 from Pit Ponies and 3 men now coming through market.
Look at the side. Moodang's crosshair is absolutely ridiculous. I love how overkill it is, and that will be immediately punished. Beautiful shots, and now the Vandal is going to get picked up, but there's still 4 more alive for the side of the Pit Ponies, and the Kites only have 3. Krusty, not very much HP left to work with either on that sidewalk. Going to find one on LJBH, is going to get traded out, and now it's just Brim with a stim. This Stinger, 10 bullets. That's a hell of a range to take that fight and to win, but Egnar will put him down. 5-1 for the attacker side for Pit Ponies.
Yeah, Brimmy with a stim, he knows deep down that if he was on Brim and he did have a stim, it wouldn't even be close. But, he didn't want the competition to be unfair, and I respect that from him, to be honest.
We appreciate that. It's a lot funner casting things that are a bit tighter than just full stomp. So if you had to handicap yourself, you know what? We respect it, and we love you for it, Brim. Thank you.
Shout out Brimstone. Yeah, so this round they're going to have a lot of ultimates on the side, and they are one off the Jet Knives. They have the Killjoy up for the retake. They're not very far out, and the Pit Ponies instantly are just going to pop that KO ult and just go in from there. But Tsubi's finally going to get one good kill from the smoke, taking down the entry Jet, but unfortunately he's just sat in the smoke and he's been spammed by KYCA. It's still a 4v4, however, but no smokes on the retake might prove to be a little bit difficult. Red Kite pops the Sobo to try and deny that plan. LJPH is tagged for 80. He's going to have to TP away, and he will. He is now sat right next to the door, and they have a KO on the lurk, but unfortunately, Cypher is still alive, so they know they're going to have to take down that trip. 4-on-4 with the retake. All seems still right now. KO is going to launch that first move. knifing because he knows someone's going to be sat and wine. Egner sat and wine, chilling, just waiting for some sort of opening for a kill. Swings, Egner, instant one tap for the Brimmy with a stimmy. Brimmy now, Jet now, dead on site, unfortunately. Christy Bongwater trying to trade out, but it's just going towards the pit ponies, and you can't jump into that pit, otherwise the ponies will just find you.
That is unfortunate for the Red Kites there. There was the option of the lockdown from Krusty, should they have decided to pop it. Maybe something that would have been worth considering, just based off of the buy that we're now looking at. Billy Ray's going to have the Blade Storm to keep everything going, but Jam having to now dedicate themselves to a bucket. I think the timeout here, very wise decision from the Red Kites. There is just a little bit of difficulty and just kind of struggling with them at the moment. This attacking side just not quite working out for them the way they want. So just a little bit of a momentum killer here versus the ponies. Sit back. How are we going to formulate this? Because we have seen, obviously, the one round that they did go through, they were able to get. Hang on, apologies there. Sorry, my mind completely went there just with the diffuse on the defense there on round 3. But yes, they are going to now have to decide exactly what they want to do, whether that is slow it down or decide just to completely full-on burst it out. And to be honest, it's probably looking like they're going to play a bit more defensive.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. And, you know, how many more ecos can you get? Especially on a defender side in map like Ascent, you cannot afford to be going into these many ecos. Also, they always have that one player flanking. It's never someone specific. It's always, you know, it could be the pivotal role. Like in that retake, if KO was there with the flashes and the util, it might have, you know, could have been a lot of help to the people trying to retake. Maybe leave that job for someone like the Killjoy, or even if, you know, if you're a pick up, then maybe not even risk the retake. However, the knife now, Red Kites have had a chat, and hopefully we can see something come up from this. But it seems now that LGPH has called a fast A split. Shots now coming down from Ogre and Peanut. He's just so confident. Maybe Brimmy the Simi might flash through this. He will. Won't find anyone, goes back into the smoke, respects the space. They know that there's no util to stop him on A, so they're just walking down to this A side here. One sat in hell to Subby. Will he find anything here? Will do a little bit damage, but unfortunately, 3 people have just jumped onto the screen. What can they do?
Exactly, and now again we're faced with this the lockdown again, still online now. The econ not really there for the Red Kites, so doubt we will be seeing it through. Billy Ray with a swing, not unfortunately going to be prepped for LJP sitting on the top of that generator, so immediately gets pushed out. And this control, the Killjoy is going to actually come through though, so the guns are going to be very much committed. But this, the KO nade committed to it. The lineups are there, the lockdown completely destroyed, and I imagine, yeah, the Kites are going to follow along with it.
Yeah, that is an amazing KO lineup to use there, and, you know, just to completely suppress the idea. It is kind of sending a message of, we already know what you're going to do before you even do it. So it's just quite unfortunate, and the Red Kites are going to have to dig in deep now to try and figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I had to actually wait and see. It's been so long since I've seen that lineup, and it's been so, like, that was confident as well. That was instant. There was very little time, you know, that lockdown did not get to sit there for, you know, 5 to 7 seconds before the KO nade came down. That was very, very solid reactions. As you said, they're very clearly aware. You know, that's coming down. KYCA very much not knowing exactly where that nade's got to land to shut that down. And now 3 ultimates on the side for the ponies. Really only the one you're concerned about, I guess, is Blade Storm. And even then, you know, the econ's very solid for the ponies. So the Kites not really having to consider any ultimates just at the moment.
Yeah, another eco for the side of the Red Kites, and it's just looking like they need to change something up here. The timeout did happen, but, you know, it seems that LGPH just clearly knows about their setup. They know that they're doing the same wrong, and they need to change this now. The B hit is going to come through with Killjoy util on site. Maybe Jam could find some use here with the Bucky, but unfortunately, LJ is already sat there just chilling, waiting for that tile swing. Like I said, not tile swing, lane swing. Apologies. Like I said, he's always aware.
You know what? Sometimes you can get mixed up. I lost my train of thought. You lost it. That's it. You're allowed one. And speaking of losing your train of thought, Billy Ray just getting a bit caught up by Egnar there in the swing through. Beautiful double swing from KY and Mooding there at the stairs and the market. Beautifully done to just eliminate 3 of Red Kites in under a second. That is the type of cohesion we're talking about. You know, from the ponies. That is the type of thing that you expect to see. You know. In what universe can the Red Kites really do anything? And now, ponies continuing the momentum swing. I imagine they're pretty confident. You know, they definitely should be, and it looks like they're ready just to keep this going as smoothly as they can all the way to what I imagine they're hoping to be a 13-1.
13-1, maybe, just maybe. Red Kites, you know, never count them out because any team can just come in. However, if it does look like it would be towards that, they do need to change. It's again the same set, the 3-2-1-2 or 2-1-3 if you want to call it that. They just, it seems that LJ already knows what the setup's going to be before it even happens. See, exactly my point. They knife Insta, they know the alarm bot's mid, but Billy Ray is sat here, going to go for a fight. Is going to take it. It takes a little shot, but instantly punished. All of that HP down. But does he even have an idea that Moo is just sat at the bottom of the mid? He doesn't. He's about to get swung on, and Moodang finds Billy Ray. However, Tsubi makes a statement on A and takes down 2 of them. Unfortunately, traded out, but it's a 2-for-1 trade, so it's not really formidable for the Pit Ponies. 3v2 now, around in the favor of the Kites. Bring me with a stim. He is lurking. Oh, he's been tagged by the knife. That is not very huge. Unfortunate.
That is tragic. Moodang there with the Cypher all onto mid. The playing then in the CT spawn prevents the rotate coming through from Krusty Bongwater, gets the frag onto that. The Cypher all already activated, the Neural Theft, both information on Brim with the stem and jam. So while initially looking really solid for the Red Kites, all of it just Moodang just as suddenly just came back through, got the information, got the picks, and got the control and space needed. The Cypher trips are going to be shot through. The pre-fires on through market are going to come through now. And now it's a double swing. The flash comes through. Brimstim not going to see anything. Actually does flash himself. The box is going to be clear. They don't know. It's both members of the Pit Ponies at the back of sight. The peaks are coming through. The spike's already ticking down though. Brim has to drop down soon. The tab is going to come through. Nothing just yet. KYCA and Moodang, they're going to stick it down to at least half, but now 2 swing. It's so good for 1. Runs out of bullets. It is halved, and Moodang with a cocky swing into the 1 tap, swapping the Sheriff out. That is confidence on a degree we do not see very frequently. That was nicely done.
Moodang is having a hell of a game. Bro just
got that.
Aura. Final boss. He switches to the Sheriff on site. 1 taps them. Wow. Fair play. Fair play. But when you're the Red Kites in this position, what do? You have a Brimmy with the Stimmy ult. Well, it's not Brim ult, but it's a KO ult. You have an Omen ult to, you know, reinforce your team on the opposite site. You're not very close to knives, but it doesn't look like they will be saving. They will be forcing this. Trying to get something done here. Same setup yet again from the side of the Red Kites. But Brim with the Stimmy, he's just peeking everything now. He's going for it. He knows he's just going to have to take matters into his own hands.
To be honest, that is something I do like to see. I like because the Red Kites, Lendo, you've pointed out so many times just in terms of how many saves and half buys they've had. They are now starting to realize that, you know, the guns aren't really what's making the difference. Even when they have a full buy, they are still kind of, you know, struggling to take that space. And so I do like the aggressive push. You kind of got to find something. And you know what? If no one else is going to do it, you want a job done right, do it yourself.
Gotta do it yourself. Amen.
Oh, exactly
Amen.
Correct.
But, you know, LJBH, he's just trying to figure out now. Okay, are they changing something again? Have they planned something? But I'm assuming they're gonna stop pivoting with the 4-man towards A. He knows that there's no killjoy on that A side, so they're probably just gonna try and punish this.
Here we go, the smokes are coming down, counter smoke comes through, the paranoias, there's quite a bit, the updraft immediately through, Jam, please get the frags! Oh, immediately traded out though, this is a big disaster for the Kites.
Yeah, you have that free one, and, you know, Overgrown Peanut tried to get out and go into that burst, it seems, but just unfortunately missed it. But now they're flooding. Billy Ray takes one down from heaven. Another dart comes out, so it seems, never mind. I guess I'm imagining darts now too. Holy. Trying to spray down now from into hell, and the 2v3 or 2v2 retake. Oh, it's not even, I don't even get to speak. The round's already over. Oh.
That's unfortunate timing.
I was gonna say as well, you know, they got a little cheeky little Spider-Man, not Spider-Man, Ratlick. Oh my goodness me, what am I talking about?
You're all right, boss. Don't worry about it. And you know what? I'm blaming it on the fact that we are getting into the colder months and everyone gets sick around the colder months. That's what we'll do. The brain fog comes through as we all adapt to the colder weather and the even colder plays that we are seeing from the Pit Ponies. And now penultimate round, or sorry, I say penultimate round. It is the last round of the half. 4 ultimates for the Ponies. Not much of an econ for the Kites, and not too much to work with in terms of ultimates. They've got 1 Hunter's Fury and a potentially clutch as hell from the Shadows if Club Lover's able to do something, but we'll have to wait and see as the ults are now popped. Club Lover immediately goes down. LJPH is already in the backline with him, picking up the damage done by the Hunter's Fury as Jam falls, and that's the plant already going through. And this already looks done and dusted for the Red Kites.
Yeah, and you know, we can see on the map here that Killjoy has actually moved the setup to A, but that's just 11 rounds too late, unfortunately. But you know, it's good that they actually had the idea to go and set up A for a round. The retake now.
One enemy remaining.
Uh-oh.
You just let that kind of play out, to be honest. There's not much. I mean, to be fair, Bongwater was able to match Overgrown Peanut in that 3K, but now, yeah, 11-1. Red Kites, I mean, if the ponies can get 11 on attack, then so can the Red Kites. There's nothing saying they can't.
Yeah, you know, we saw how aggressive Brimmy and the Stim was trying to get with on that KO pick. So maybe, just maybe, since now being on the attacking side, can really expose to that true potential of Brim with the Stim.
And what we do have to look for now is just, I mean, again, the momentum has to really shift here. If the ponies are able to get, you know, even just this pistol round, then all of a sudden the Kites are going to be clawing tooth and nail, scraping their way through every single round until either overtime or the ponies are able to seal it out. So we are seeing, actually, because of that, the ponies are happy to basically do a full retake on A. They don't have the Killjoy set up. They do have the Cypher set up on B, so much happier to give up that space and then try and reclaim it, which, I mean, the ponies were good at claiming it. If they're half as good at reclaiming it, which they seem to be, then the Kites look to be falling from the sky any minute now.
You know, the bomb going down here, and the pit ponies are going to have some sort of set retake, but it's not they got the bomb down, because now if they want to, if they do have to force this next round, they are going to have some good weaponry to do it. Oh, crazy shot from Krusty Bongwater. Jam and the two-man dream, but unfortunately LJPH just walks in and just takes him down. Beautiful retake from the side of the pit ponies, and there was some potential from the Red Kites there, just unfortunate.
The space, the initial space was very much there. We're seeing here that the Kites don't have the problem with taking the space necessarily. It's just reclaiming the space once the ponies have kind of got it. The ponies' control right now just does seem to be pretty difficult to kind of match up. You know, very concise. They were happy to do a full retake onto the A side, which is exactly what we've seen. The Kites, you know, Lendo, as you were saying on the defense, they were more just kind of your traditional, your 2A, 1 mid, 2B, or 2A, 3B. The ponies just seem to be a bit more flexible in terms of what they can do, which we're already seeing again now with the 2 down mid. And yeah, what could be the last round of the set so far, in KYC looking to make it so.
Yeah, you know, what can you do here? You have to force up, you have to get aggressive, but it seems that LGBH is just called to go aggressive, taking that mid control and containing them all now into A main. The 4 Kites, must say, have no other option but to walk into, guess who? The Cypher Trip. And look at that trip. I'm going to have to steal that one myself. Look at the Krusty Bongwater is just turning to crust as the Cypher Trip just picks them up. And the Mudang Aries will close us out for a first game, a 1-13 to the side of the Pit Ponies.
Very, very nicely done to them. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. When you have the setup like that, very cohesive, very dominant display from them. Just, to be honest, like these are plans and plays that have been executed tens, if not hundreds, if maybe not thousands of times, especially with a map that's had the longevity on Ascent. So very nicely done for the ponies there. Commiserations to the Red Kites, but they will not, you know, it will not be the last time that we see them by all means. And yeah, moving on to game 2.
Yeah, game 1 was, you know, I didn't want to say like the Kites, they had good intentions. Like you could see the ideas. It's just wasn't played correctly in a way. A lot of fundamental things as well. However, you know, Pit Ponies, I already know that they're a good team. You know they're a good team.
Terrifying.
So getting the Pit Ponies as the first people really sets the example of what you're going to face throughout this tournament. However, if you want to be the best team in Wales, you know, you're going to get some people who also want to be the best team in Wales.
You're gonna get some hella competition. Now, one last thing though, just for and that is, and it's something I always like to point out in the kind of more one-sided matches, is at the very least the ponies are not going to learn very much from that. The ponies are not going to review that and very much kind of, you know, develop or anything like that, whereas the red kites will have quite a lot to work with. They have a lot of cipher trips to steal. I mean, that one that you said, Lendo, from Mudang on the A site is filthy. Cipher needs changed. He just does. I love him to bits, but he is too damn strong. So we'll have to, you know, but we will see then, you know, in terms of the developments and things, the what they take from this and kind of move on, which is something that's very exciting. So at the moment, I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Lando, I don't think we have the second game just lined up at the moment, do we?
No, we will be cutting to the break. So, however, don't go anywhere. We are going to have a crazy game for the second. I believe it is the Rejects against the Wolfhounds for the second game. So this will be quite exciting, and we'll see you soon. Hello and welcome back. Now we just had an amazing game between the Red Kites and the Pit Ponies, the reigning champions of Well. Good to see what they're doing after the long break period. However, now we are about to hop into a new game between the Rejects and the Wolfhounds. So what do we think of that? Obviously, I'm Lendoth and I'm joined by none other than...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Maddante, thank you very much for that, Lendoth. And yes, as you were saying, we are now jumping in Rejects versus Wolfhounds. We do have the map pick. It is going to be Haven, which is a little bit of a refresher because usually sometimes with Ascent being as dominant as it is, usually the teams are pretty confident just to jump onto that. It was a 13-1 for anyone that missed it. The Ponies versus the Red Kites, as you said, defending champions. No surprise there, unfortunate for the Red Kites, but quite a bit to work on and quite a bit of commiserations to them. It won't be the last time we see them, but now... Moving on to it, it's Haven. It's very similar to Ascent. It's very tried and tested. A lot of people very comfortable on it. And as I said, we do have the Rejects versus the Wolfhounds.
So looking at the rosters now, we're going to go on the website. We've got Ash 2D21, Hyper ZXZ, Unbalanced, Yorkings, and Imp. And then on the side of the Rejects, we have got 1337, Chrissy, Savi, Crispy, and Cassie. So... Fun map, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. The Cypher pick, obviously, Ratty Cypher to Ascendant. You know, this is a long way from a ranked game here, but what could you say?
I mean, best of luck to them. Sadly, there is no RR gain for this. There is something much more important on the line, and that is your pride and your ego and your standing in the WEL.
Bragging rights.
Yeah, exactly. Your bragging rights. The fact that you can get clips on people and then remind them about it forever. That's far more important than RR. That's so much more important than RR.
Pretty sure, ancient clip now, but there's a clip of me TPing into Heaven on Haven A site, which is really funny. And I'm TPing into Heaven, and someone's just waiting there for me, and I'm like, wow, it's just unlucky. What can I do about that?
And then you'll be reminded about that forever.
Yeah, I just reminded myself just by that comment. Didn't even need to remind myself.
Look, if you're not your biggest hater, then someone else will be. So you might as well get ahead of it. Get all your worst clips and just remind yourself of that, and that's how you do it. But yeah, we're jumping into it now. Defense side, that is going to be the Wolfhounds on defense, and then the Rejects on the attacking side. The comps here are a little bit different, so for anyone again that did miss the Ascent game, comps were exactly the same versus one difference being the Sentinels, so Cypher Killjoy, which actually does seem to be quite a similar pattern here recreated. There is going to be a Phoenix on the side of the defense though for the Wolfhounds, so a little bit different there, but still pretty similar comps across the board.
Yeah, these comps now are just... I like the Breach pick, but obviously Unbalance, we have seen them before. They, nice little duelist player, and it seems that it was a hard choice between the ISO, but has come down to the Phoenix. I'm quite excited to see this, to be honest. I would love to see what the Wolfhounds have in store for this this Haven matchup. 3 bomb sites. The Rejects have the advantage here because obviously 3 bomb sites spread out between them. But just gonna have to see what they're gonna do here and how they cope.
No, exactly, and it's all about just the adaptation stuff. It's all going to be exactly how we see it through. The Rejects starting off on quite a common split. One thing that we don't see is very frequently kind of, a hold towards B, and there doesn't seem to be very much out of the Wolfhounds. Actually now, upon not hearing an immediate push onto the A site, they actually now are choosing to support that Yorkings over onto that B site, and right now, yeah, it just seems to be very standard default, which to be honest, we're not really typically used to seeing on Haven pistol round. Very much, it's usually a 5-stack commit, usually onto the A site because you're terrified of the Cypher, but no Cypher for the Wolfhounds, so a little bit of an easier push in that regard for the Rejects.
Yeah, however, all is slow across the board. It seems like they're probably getting info, and Suave has already been hit. No, I think that is... No, they have taken a lot of damage already. I've missed that. It seems that some sort of fight has happened between... Yorkings over there and taking some damage, but now they're all pivoting back towards that A site where they have an Unbalanced waiting and about to strike them, but it seems that they're already going to be ahead of this, and we have a 3-player, about to be possibly 4-player, just 3, sitting 30 seconds now. The Rejects are going to have to do something here. The util comes down from Heaven, stun comes in, and Unbalanced finds the first pick.
Unlucky York. Oh my days, and it's all green. It's all greens. And as quickly as the commit had began, the Wolfhounds have very much I'm not going to try and use this too much, but rejected the rejects off of the A site. Yeah, incredibly good push. I mean, off the breach stun and everything like that. Yes, I know it's cringe. Everyone yell at me, and you're completely right to do so. Please do. Lendoth
I made
well,
the
I'm sure
reject
we'll
sound. I don't know about you. But
Lendo, you can bully me as well, it's fine. Yeah, just unfortunate for them. The Wolfhounds just, yeah, the positioning was there, and the shutdown very fast.
yeah, they kind of used the process termination. They knew that it was quiet. They did some damage towards that garage window, and then they went instantly back towards A, and it seems the Wolfhounds just had a read. And now Yorkings is just gonna walk around with the Marshall, you know, as you do. Just tag now. Nice little shot into the Hypers there. That'll be something to be proud of. But it's just already a slaughtering. What can you do?
And just
It's
like
all
that.
good. It's all good.
It's all good. We are seeing this, like, I mean, this is the thing as well, the rejects also pretty new to WEL, so we are going to be, you know, and the Wolfhounds, you know, they've very much been with us since the beginning, so there is going to be quite a bit of confidence here. The Wolfhounds, the roster's not really changed that much either. The rejects, you know, as far as I know, a bit of a kind of more, some duct tape and some glue of a roster. Wolfhounds have very much kind of try themselves and tested, so likely we'll be seeing quite aggressive plays from them, which we are seeing. A 3-man stack down mid on what should be their bonus spot whenever you're playing with this level of confidence, and the rejects trying to take this A site, so typical, so standard, not knowing that there's 3 people behind them already.
And in that sense, you know, all you got to do is just prepare, and you know, they're already behind them. Before we could even, you know, say that they're behind them, they're already there. 57. No man, they are going to try and coming down, but Hypers is just walking around, taking these fights, using the Molly, trying to punish the breach here. Molly's popped. Nothing of the sort.
Takes the fight. Lead dead. Very confident there. PA going to be following down on Savvy, and now the breach dog comes through, tries to get out of the way. The Killjoy did, but Hypers will be just dropping dead. Well, making him live up to his namesake, unfortunately for him. One thing I want to point out very quickly as well, so the Wolfhounds there, that push, obviously that double flank onto the A site, keeps rejects entirely, you know, cramped onto that A long, that A main kind of position. B site, C site, all completely clear, obviously. One thing though is, you know, it almost actually didn't work out for them. Unbalanced getting sprayed down along with Yorkings, like through the flashes and such. It then came down to Hypers to have that awareness to swing onto A long and then shoot the rejects in the back. Had Hypers played that defensively and given up all the space, rejects would have just got 2 picks, walked away from A site with the man advantage, and you know, all of a sudden the round could have went completely differently. Beautiful shot from Unbalanced.
Yeah, you know, it's just, unfortunately, when you're in that zone, and I experienced it right at the start, when you're in that zone, it's really hard. You gotta make sure that you're kind of like mentally resilient, and, you know, you don't overthink these situations. It's so easy. It's happened to me so many times when you're in a situation like that, and your brain can just get absolutely boggled.
Oh, speaking of, I thought Hypers was going to get that flick onto Ali, and not quite enough. The gun is going to come through, but that's, you know, speaking of like the brain, the mind kind of getting boggled there, that's a great example of it, where the util just gets put through. This Ratty Cypher has heard Unbalanced, but no, it's meant to be Yorkings, but he's having a complete freak out, trying to stay alive to keep the op alive. Doesn't do it, and a beautiful run and gun, slightly fortunate, but I'm sure we'll absolutely take it.
Yeah, you know, I really thought Yorkings was going to get that free op shot off there, but unfortunately, you know, just the Ratty Cypher living up to their name and just taking them down just like that. However, you know, 4 to the board of the Wolfhounds. Phoenix all online. The rejects now still have a bye. They're still in this. However, they are going to have to start getting something done here with what they can. Op shot coming around. Not a lot of complete silence now from the side of the rejects. They're just poking and prodding, finding out what they know. They know that Killjoy's playing Garage, the ping coming out to inform the rest of the team. But the only map control they really have is the spawn and a tiny bit of A. Nothing's really stopping the Wolfhounds walking down and just jumping that trip. That trip is extremely dangerous for the side of the Rejects. Oh, it seems that my caster is currently not here. Sincerely apologize for the technical difficulties. But, you know, I was just sat there listening. Oopsie daisy from my end. However, you know, what now? The 30 seconds down on the stream. Coming down, attacking onto the site now. The Rejects are going to be maced. PA taking some picks, finding 2 of them. 1337 and Savu going down. And 1 more left, and PA is just going to take all 3.
Am I back, ladies and gentlemen? Fantastic. Apologies for that. No clue what happened.
I missed
I'm not
this guy.
sure. I'm not sure exactly when I cut out. I just had to have my producer go, "Stop talking. No one can hear you." So, thank you very much for that, Kashi. Appreciate it. Appreciate you loads. But yeah, apologies for that. Not sure exactly what happened, but I mean, I could hear Lendo. Lendo kept you covered through it. Yeah. Welcome myself back. A beautiful kind of push through there from the Wolfhounds again. Ash with that that spatial control onto A. It was a beautiful return on the spray from Chrissy Ruin, but sadly just not enough to kind of keep them the momentum that they do need. So 5-0 for the Wolfhounds, and yeah, the Rejects probably going to be starting to think about that timeout very shortly, I would imagine.
If so, wow, this map control is crazy from the Wolfhounds. They're just walking down over here, taking what they can.
That's ludicrous. I don't think I've ever seen that killjoy put. I don't think I've ever seen a lockdown put there. Oh my days! You're meant to call whenever your team is getting destroyed. Give Hyper the ace. He does have that.
Oh, he missed him.
Did he not see?
He thinks I see. And he might get his ace. He might get his ace. First ace of well, and he's going towards Hypers. They're nice shots. Nice killjoy. Oh, really, well, not a norm, but you know. Yeah,
it's a cocky killjoy ultimate is what that is.
Hey.
If it works, it
no,
works.
There's no hey. Yeah, it works. I don't know why I said hey.
if it works, it works. I mean, cockiness is not the same thing as arrogance. Cockiness is when you can back it up.
Yeah, I'm sure he's humble.
yeah. I'm sure there's definitely no, there's definitely no overconfidence or anything like that from the Wolfhounds. Definitely not in this stage. But the Rejects, all they do need is 1 or 2, solid rounds. They do have quite a bit of the flashes, with the KO and the breach. So there's quite a bit there. They are already starting to identify some of the setups with the Sova Dart immediately being pre-aimed. So the Rejects definitely are they are at least tuned in a little bit. They are not just mindlessly rushing it down and giving Wolfhounds kills for free.
No, they are. Actually, they're getting some sort of info. They know they're starting to see some of the patterns, but unfortunately, it is just a lot of weapon fights that they're just unfortunately missing. With Unbalance and Ash there sat down on the A main. If one goes down, 3 will go back in their place, and vice versa. However, what as a Reject, what can you really do here? Just coming down towards mid here, caging themselves out, so they can't be seen. No info for anything over here, and it's a 4v2.
And I mean, yeah, Hyper just wise enough, just continuously stabbing away that okay, maybe that's arrogance. Maybe we can now say that is arrogance, as the spike is going to get planted down. There's going to come out of the Cypher cage. The spray initially starts, doesn't continue it down. Happy just to wait for the cage to drop. The frag being then activated, and Hyper pushing through it, knowing that Chrissy's going to try and take that time to reload.
No, that's wrong.
That's
no, really? Out of all skins, he's just. I mean, yes, to Prime is correct. Oh, Reaver? Wow, outrageous. Smite, yeah, Reaver, fair enough, but Smite, that's not cool. That is not cool. Sorry, just a little bit of a vendetta. All my Smite enjoys out there. I see you. I hear you. Great skin.
We do respect you. I'm not even a Smite enjoyer. I think the skin gets undeserved hate. I think it's quite a nice, clean little skin. I don't think it's beautiful or anything, but I think it's nice. I think it's a bit underrated.
Extremely underrated. It's like lightning and that, you know what I mean? Like, if you like lightning, come on now.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to use Smite? But 14-1 for Hypers is crazy. And I don't think it's any arrogance. I think it's just, he's just playing his game. Come on now.
I mean, maybe again, confidence versus arrogance. Can you back it up is really the only difference. So, I mean, if you're 14-1, you know, very much you'll lean that more towards confidence. We are seeing as well something that I really like from Wolfhounds, and it is something that a lot of teams can struggle with, particularly if you're having such a, you know, dominant kind of first half here, which is the utility is still being used, the ultimates are still being used, the Hunter's Fury came through, the lockdowns and such have came through. They're not just playing them for retake, they are playing them quite aggressively. Ash, we've seen the Hunter's Fury, you know, come down a few times to keep that space, so something that again will very much highlight to you is how confident the Wolfhounds are and how just and how cohesive their play is. Oh, beautiful shot, but not going to be enough. The Rolling Thunder comes down possibly a little bit late. There's only 2 versus 2. The spike has been gotten and at least the C site will be grabbed, so now there is a possibility to it. Elite dead, not confident enough at all and just won't get the plant down, and now because of that, it's only going to be Ratty Cypher Ascendant on the back for the rejects, but the spike is down. There's no information being cleared just yet. Beautiful shot and suddenly 1v1.
It's very doable. 1v1 against PA. Never mind. Unfortunate there, walked onto the side and PA was just ready for the fight. Nice shot onto the gliding Yorkings there, however, the op is going to be saved and the 8 round on the board. And oh, we got another skin. Unfortunately, I did miss it. I would have loved to know which one that was. But that was pretty, you know, it was looking towards nice. The Cypher that came in got the picks. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. And the stop and the read, it just came down.
No, PA just had the aim there, and that's a very difficult shot to get. There's so many places their Cypher can come out of, whether it is tucked towards the wall, whether it is just going to be a massively wide swing. You do have to make those kind of predictions on the fly, and the crosshair placement was just absolutely there from the side of PA. So yeah, 8-0. Quite a few ultimates online for both sides. We do have the rejects able to stop anything from the Wolfhounds with that null command, should they wish to pop it through. Savu about to dash through. Here we go. The paranoia and such does come through, but the immediate reverse paranoia, and because of it, is going to leave Chrissy Ruin and Savu completely out in the open. Yorking's picking up another one for good measure, and suddenly these pushes, I mean, yeah, Ratty Cypher to Ascendant, but you can't really get much more unless if no one clears that left side, but it's not going to be enough as PA manages to pick up that 3k, and now, yeah, if you're the rejects, maybe the timeout?
If not, they keep going. Maybe their spirits are still high and they're like, it's alright guys, we got this next one. But a lot of ults coming on the side. You know, we've got another Hyper's Killjoy ult. Maybe he's just going to put it in spawn this time and just leave it out. Now that, I would say if he did that, that would be arrogance. I would, you know, PayPal you a 5 or something, that's arrogance.
I'd respect it. It would be a clip. But yeah, it would definitely be arrogance. It really would.
The round starts. See what happens here. The same nice little default. We got KO down. We've still got PA holding that C long. 3 people in garage. It seems that they have a read that they might do something towards C here. The Phoenix ult is going to be used on B. However, Ash is going to fall. Yorkings and Unbalanced finding their picks, finding their ones. You know, taking down Ash. It's okay. They're just going to replace the score on the board and making it a 5v3 or 4v3, I should say.
4v2 now as PA just picks up that pick onto Chrissy Ruin back on the C-long side there. Unfortunate for them. And then look at all this space again. Yorkings all the way in this backside. They don't have the spike just yet. The spike is on the other end of that wall. The map is a little bit going to be a little bit confusing there. Right, Cypher does have the read though. The Yorkings does have that control and actually manages to take the control right back. So now equalizing a little bit more, but still from the shadows for the Wolfhounds. And if there's going to be anyone, it's probably going to be PA doing something really cheeky with it, just to get a little bit more information, just to prevent any any use of the lockdown. Keep it for a bit more of a pivotal kind of moment. So we'll have to wait and see. 30 seconds left in the clock. Not much time for the rejects to make a decision.
Well, you know, from the information that they probably have, they know that Phoenix is sat on B. They know that they have the Omen anchor on C. So if you're the rejects now, which way are you going to go? It seems that they've decided to pick their poison. They've gone towards C. There's no sound on any other part of the map, and they're spraying outside. It seems like they're going to just save their guns here. It is the wise decision. You know, you are going to be on an eco next round. Saving the guns to try and even get a foothold in the next is just a good decision to make. Hypers is right behind him. Oh no. Hypers is right behind him. Oh, he's punished. Thank God. Maybe he'll use that spray again this round, see what he does. But that was a crazy round, no?
No, it was unfortunately for the rejects just a little bit patient, but what we are seeing again, the Wolfhounds, once they get those initial picks or even those trades, I mean, we've seen very solid swing from Unbalance and Yorkings from that mid, and that garage push means the minute you swing to try and take out Unbalance, you get shot in the back of the head by Yorkings, and that's exactly what we would expect to see from the Wolfhounds, that level of kind of pivotal play. So you just really got to try and get something to work, and the rejects, by the time they'd regained all the space that Yorkings had then taken control of with that kind of like garden, that grass area, timer ticked down, and that was it. We now see though a prepared kind of flash. There's a lot of util being held out here at the just being looked on towards Ash, and we'll have to wait and see if it does come out. Chrissy Ruin getting a little bit, maybe kind of doubting it a little bit. There we go. That's the util coming out to push Ash out and try and take that A long control.
The alarm controller is going to be taken, but Unbalanced is just going to take down the Jazz. They're already down short, and instantly not even going to be a problem for Mr. Unbalanced over there.
Unfortunate for them, and now he's just happy to swing back, try and take that short control again. The smoke is going to come down on A long. There's not really anything that that rejects can do to push off of it just at the moment. The fault line is down, so there's nothing there, and Alia is at the very least going to finally pick up Unbalance, and this is looking like a potential first round for the rejects on 2 members of Wolfhounds on A, 1 over on that B site. That's going to be Hypers, of course, and then finally that anchor you did mention, Lendo, PA, tried and true, sitting on that C site.
Yeah, I mean, they've instantly decided to, pivot back towards mid, and I suppose you would, a man down on A might cause a rotate of sort, but unfortunately, not in this case. These guys are aware that they're probably going to go back, as they've done it so many different rounds, but literally the entire party is here. PA and Hypers finding their picks, and Hypers making 3 in that round, and we might be close to a 13-0 on the side of the Wolfhounds.
Well, I mean, when you stop and look and realize that PA and Hypers combined have 30 kills, the rest of the team have 23 kills combined, the rest of the server have 43 kills combined. So everyone else in the server has 13 more kills than PA and Hypers combined, which does just kind of go to show exactly how confident they're being, how happy they are with their plays. I mean, Hypers on a 6 KD on Killjoy, which is terrifying. You've got a 12 KD against an Omen, that is equally terrifying. And now ultimates and all online still for the Wolfhounds. So the rejects have to try and make something work to prevent a 12 and potentially, as you said, Lendo, 13-0.
The godforsaken 13. Everyone's worst nightmare, but, what I like to say is the only way you can go is up. So even, fingers crossed, that reality shouldn't happen for them, but it just might not be their game today, and that's okay. They're getting the info, they're just working out. Oh, and they're taking the fight. PA is going to find Chrissy Ruin.
It was a good. I really do respect that confidence though, and it was a close fight. Like, that was something that's very much just a little bit more either practice. No, the smite's getting a bit more disrespect. That is rude. That's rude as hell.
That is not on.
That is rude as hell. But yeah, I mean, taking that fight there is something that I really just want to capitalize on a bit, because that points out to me that the rejects are at the very least confident in what they're doing. They just need to have that mechanical sense just a little bit more. Oh, glitch.
That's a click.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a click. Yeah, he's right for that one. Oh my God! Speaking of. Well, no glitch. They're just gonna go in. There's nothing I can play with it. Oh my God, the jumping around as well. One more. The blind's good. Managing to find them, but Hyper already knows they're gonna be in that corner. That is a crazy round, and I enjoyed the nice little, what do you even call it? Couple drop between the Duelist and the Sentinel there. But switch over to the halves now. We're gonna have these guys on attack. Let's just see exactly how it goes.
Well, I mean, if Wolfhounds could do 12 on defense, then the rejects can do it as well. There's definitely nothing stopping them. They do have the Cypher online, which does make C-side quite a bit easier. It does actually look like they're opting for the tripwire towards B side, which honestly I would normally kind of critique against, just because it's so difficult to push B on pistol round, just because you've usually kind of run out of the util pretty quick. It's very easily to get retaken. But against an enemy like the Wolfhounds, who have been playing as confidently and as aggressively, I don't mind it as a call out. Unfortunately, it's not going to be correct. It's going to be a more standard 5-man push, 4 down long, 1 down short, and it'll have to be rejects for Alaya and Savu to try and prevent this push from being successful.
Push comes down now. Yorkings and Psycho are going to find theirs. You know, I know Halloween's coming up, but the spooky sight of seeing these two just run at you must not be fun. The bomb going down now. 3v5 retake. Will the rejects have this down in the bag? A lot of util they can use. They've got the KO util, the breach util, Cypher. You know, trying to have a read and clearing it out, but it just looks like Ash is just going to keep going, taking them all down. It's a 1v4. If he wins this, I will send you all the money in the world. This would be absolutely insane. I know 1337 has some good aim. It's very doable. See what I mean? He just takes that one, gets it. The time is going to tick down, and I don't think it's possible anymore. So this will be a 13-0 towards the Wolfhounds as PA wraps it up and takes down 1337. Oh, GG close. The disrespect in the chat as well from Yorkings. What an amazing demonstration of just mechanics. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think we all know what you mean. That was that was just unfortunate for them. That's just kind of two different leagues of teams there, really. I mean, as we said, the Wolfhounds, you know, they've been tried and tested. You know, they've been through the fires of hell that is WEL for, you know, 5 seasons at this point. So no surprises there, with very little changes to the rosters and such there. So of course going to be very cohesive. It is just going to be quite a trial by fire for our kind of newbies there. But still, you know what? Like, commiserations to them. And the same thing I said to the Kites, that I'll say to the rejects. They've got a lot of stuff that they can work off of. They've got a lot of stuff that they can develop. Meanwhile, you know, the Wolfhounds aren't going to really VOD review that and, you know, think to themselves, how do we adapt, or how do we change, or how do we learn?
No, but, you know, coming down now, I will just get some of the scores up from the other games that I will have. So in the first half, we had 13-8. The rejects played against the Puffins. It was a 13-8. That is the only score we have now. Obviously, we know it's 13-1 between the Pit Ponies and the Red Kites, and we've just seen the first 13-0 between the Rejects and the Wolfhounds. Very, very, you know, commiserations, like you said, but the only way you guys can go from with these games is just up. You know, you had PA sat on C-Long, just Omen blinding away when they came out. You had Hypers just Killjoy ulting, whatever the hell he felt like Killjoy ulting, and even playing Copper Drop mid-game. Like, you know, once you get to that point of confidence, it's just really hard to get back in. So commiserations, it was a great first game. Now next week we'll probably have some more games like it, and before next week, this is technically the Halloween stream of Welsh, so happy Halloween to you all, and you know, other than that, I guess bring on next week. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest, actually, I forgot that it was Halloween. I should have maybe we maybe could have went for something a bit more, but you know what, I guess we can maybe do one as kind of a filler. You know, Halloween's on a Thursday. That's kind of lame. You know, we're busy. People have stuff to do on a Thursday, so maybe the weekend or something. So maybe, depending on it, we might see about, you know, having something to celebrate it next week, you know, as a little bit of a later show. But until then, kind of as you said, Lendo, we will be back at 7 o'clock next time. We'll be, just to be jumping in for more of the games. The weeks will be going, I believe we've got 4 weeks of this coming up for you, so unless there's any changes or any updates, please just do keep an eye in case obviously those are subject to change. But until then, yeah, thank you all very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon for WEL 6.